First off, before we get into this, I need to thank everyone who's subscribed lately. I have a couple giveaways coming up to really show y'all some appreciation for getting us so close to 350,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, then follow the USAirsoft Instagram. I'll share news of what I'm doing there. Oh, and thank you to G&G Armament for sending us this. This is the new G&G and Cobalt Kinetics BAMF Team Recon. If you can remember the original BAMF Team rifle that we went over a while back, then this will be pretty familiar to you. G&G took another look at that replica and gave it a bunch of upgrades, along with changing the material of the receiver from billet aluminum to their tried and true polymer to bring down costs. A few other little things have been done here and there, so let's go ahead and take a look at all the little features before I head off to Japan with random guy Kev for 2 weeks. I know I've gone over a lot of what makes this G&G so special a couple times already, so this video should be brief. Just know that as soon as they can, USAirsoft will have these waiting for you. Just be sure to use coupon code SCOTT when you're on their website to directly support the USAirsoft channel, especially when you order a glow-in-the-dark USAirsoft patch. Rocking one of these patches is a good way to show your support, and I appreciate anyone who does. But with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the new G&G and Cobalt Kinetics BAMF Team Recon and see what makes it so special, if anything. Go ahead. We begin this overview where we always begin with the unboxing. This time we have a rather nice graphic glazed cardboard box from G&G with a great diagram of what exactly is inside. This box comes with the plastic carry handle on top if you really want to use it to transport your Recon, but let's just flip open the lid to see the contents. Like normal, we see 3 pieces of paperwork from G&G Armament. A 13-month warranty card, a catalog, and the paperback manual for the Recon, and shorter stealth model that only differs from our Recon model by having a shorter M-LOK rail and amplifier. The manual itself will go over all the basic functions, the MOSFET options and cleaning instructions. However, the parts breakdown in the back of the book is a nice touch that I like to see in manuals. After that, we get the 90-round Atom, or Auto Drop Advanced magazine. This magazine in particular caused a lot of controversy when the first BAMF hit the airsoft market because of its auto dropping function when it runs dry. But if you don't want the 90-round mid-cap to fall away from the magwell, then just flip this switch. It's that simple. The extended follower will still feed every BB into the Hopup, and the G2 Gearbox's auto cutoff feature will still activate, meaning you won't be dry firing if the magazine is empty. You can take these magazines or leave them. I won't argue with you if you see no point in the auto drop function, but I'm happy that G&G retained this function from the real Cobalt Kinetics rifle. Just know that the auto cutoff will only work with G2 style magazines from G&G, but just about any M4 magazine will still feed. The replica will just dry fire when your magazines run dry. Next, an unjamming / cleaning rod can be found under the plastic tray along with a red barrel cap either on the muzzle from the get-go or just in the box somewhere. Once you got all of these items out of the way, you'll then have the BAMF Recon all to yourself. Right away, you'll feel the weight difference if you've ever held the original BAMF Team rifle. Lay the Recon on the scale without a magazine and you'll see a weight of 5 pounds 15.8 ounces or 2.716 kilograms. Compare this to the original's 8 pound 2 ounce weight and you'll see how the polymer receiver acts as a positive. The stock setup also helps bring down the weight as it's the same setup that we've seen on the new ARP9 and 5.56 2.0s. Named the GOS or GOS V9 PDW stock, you'll be able to get to your Dean's connections so much easier now, but don't worry if you use Tamiya connections. G&G included an adapter with this replica. Good on you, G&G. Some people I know will not like this stock, as the PDW style stock is pretty hit and miss in the community. But if you do, you'll get just the open and closed positions for the length, and a sling loop on each side that you can combo with the 4 QD sling slots on the 13-inch aluminum M-LOK rail. This is a solid piece of metal with M-LOK points at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock, and a piece of Picatinny rail running completely across the top for whatever sights you'll need. That's where you'll find your aluminum KAC style backup sights that can be removed with a flathead screwdriver. If you decide to keep them, then feel free to adjust the rear sight for windage and elevation, along with the front sight that's only adjustable for elevation. Just be sure to push down the button before you try to fold the front sight back down. As for the barrel, we get an aluminum outer barrel wrapping a 330mm long 6.08 aluminum inner barrel. The shorter Stealth model will instead feature a shorter 233mm long inner barrel. This is connected to the same rotary Hopup assembly I've shown a few times now, but then again, this Hopup works out, so I don't mind seeing it once again. I would also like to add that you won't see the proper Cobalt Kinetics muzzle brake screwed onto the 14mm counterclockwise threads of the barrel, or anywhere in the box, and that's honestly a bit of a letdown. Now, I really enjoy G&G products. I'm a bit of a fanboy, but it's a bit of tough love that needs to be said. If G&G is legally able to, then I would like to see them begin to include all black flash hiders in the box that we can add on ourselves in the future. So many companies are doing it, and it's almost not special anymore. But if we move along with this overview, we have the controls and layout of the milled styled receiver that again is made from a dense polymer and not aluminum. The receiver is a really thick piece of plastic. Even the grip is thick and actually a bit uncomfortable in my opinion. Funny enough, I don't remember the BAMF team rifle's grip being so angular around the middle finger, but they look exactly the same, so I might have forgot that point. I'd say don't use such a tight grip with this thing. I'm not the only person who told me this grip is too weird. The controls though are nearly all ambidextrous apart from the bolt release, which isn't too important for Airsoft anyway. The magazine releases are easy to hit, the selector switches are shortened down to 90 degrees, and the ambidextrous charging handle and bolt lock will be helpful when adjusting the rotary Hopup, but I like the huge flared mag well. I'm not trying to just skim over everything here, but I kind of gone over this same rifle with the older BAMF review, and the same G2 gearbox I've shown off a couple times with the MXC9 and the ARP9/ARP556. Hence why I'm not pulling the gearbox out of this one. I'd be wasting your time. Trigger responses, however, are very lovely, which I would expect of the trigger setup inside G2 gearboxes. Range is also very solid, even with really strong winds. Literally, I filmed this when the When We Were Young festival was happening, and they canceled the first day because the winds were so strong. 200-foot shots with .28 gram BBs is just really easy. 250 feet or 76 meters, yeah, it can be done as well, as long as you take a few extra shots when the wind is trying to blow down trees. Thankfully, everything is still easy to work on if you like doing your own mods, so feel free to go to town with this G&G armament. Then, at the chronograph, I didn't see anything too special or stand out with an 11.1 LiPo battery. Power outputs were also nothing special as you would assume. This G&G doesn't really break the mold. However, if this FPS suits your needs, then hey, congratulations, this can be another option for you. But now we are left with my conclusion, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you like I always try to be. This makes me just want the original BAMF team rifle. That one was really cool to me because of the color scheme. Maybe you'll say I'm biased, but I like weird and unique stuff. An M4 is another M4 to me a lot of times. And this would be one of those times. Can you really tell me that you'd be able to identify this Recon, or even the Stealth model, from all the M4s that you see at your local field? If you really like the G2 Gearbox's performance, then, like I said, this is another option for you, and that's always good. It can range, the trigger is great, and it's a sturdy build, even with the polymer receiver. And subtracting my bias, this is a great performer. No surprise there. I would just like to add, and you can completely ignore this part, as a more quirky player, this model doesn't wow me. I could be spoiled by how advanced things have gotten, and that could be a good thing for G&G. It's not a bad replica at all, I'm not trying to bash it. It just doesn't shock me. You can say that it exists. And that's the rough overview of this new G&G. You can expect to see these hitting shelves in November. So if you enjoy the lighter construction of the polymer build, the G2 gearbox, or maybe the M-LOK rail and stock setup, then keep an eye out so you can include one of these into your collection. I particularly like the new G2 gearbox setup, but I still prefer the looks of the original BAMF team rifle, as it really stood out from the crowd, while this one would more or less blend into that crowd, I think. I would love to see the G2 gearbox put into some of the older replicas that G&G has in their catalog, and I'd also like to see the black version of the original BAMF team release one day. And maybe if we were to get a billet aluminum version of this same setup, in gray, then that could change things up. However, I really need to thank G&G Armament for letting me take a look at the Recon before I take off to Japan to meet up with Lilacs. I'll be filming everything I see there to put together multiple videos, and if you would like to help with those videos, then why not become a USAirsoft Channel member today? $5 a month can go a long way to help the USAirsoft Channel do a whole lot of great stuff. And USAirsoft Channel members get exclusive perks and exclusive giveaways, so maybe that will persuade you. As you can see on your screen now, a lot of channel members help to put on this channel, and they would love to have you on board. But until that next video drops from the city of Tokyo, Japan, this has been Scott Hollenbeck, and I will be sure to see you all next time. There you go.
Alright, bro. So, test review.
You won't be able to put the mag in now.
Oh,
so it has the extended follower. So take the mag out.
I don't understand.
So you see that little piece that's sticking out?
Yeah.
So you gotta either push it in or you can just put it off to the side.
I have to push it in like that.
I'm probably gonna add this bit to like the very end of the video to thank all the USAirsoft Channel members.
That makes sense.
Hopup. It's all good, but I like this. It's cool and all, but there's another version that I just really like. Yeah, that doesn't even close, the little dust cover.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't close.
It won't close?
No, it will not.
Nah.
We'll work with it. So, we have,
Oh, okay. Tell me, Professor Levi.
yes, we have, I believe, some type of M4 rifle, to be exact. Long barrel, so you definitely know it has the accuracy.
Oh, the accuracy.
You know, so accuracy is very important.
Oh, yeah?
And then as well as, they decided to add their own mark thing on here, which is, something.
Extra FPS.
Yes, extra FPS. And then, pretty legit, you know? Yeah, as you can tell, it's pretty legit.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.